I'm J. Michael Harrison, and we are very fortunate once again to have Mr. Billy Cobham in the studio with us. It's been about 3 or 4 years since we did this last. He's going to be in performance coming up on January the 18th at the Mark Chunk Opera House, which is located in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, which is a wonderful area to hang out in for a day or so and check out the vibe and check out some great music. Now, we mentioned that Jerry Goodman is on that hit, which when I first heard that was, it was kind of my jaw drop. What? Cobham with Jerry Goodman? Okay. Yeah. Well, why don't you let them know who else is going to be there with you?
Dean Brown from a lot of my old bands, and Gary Husband from my old bands, and actually Gary's playing also with John's band. So it's like all these funny ties.
Connections.
And ties and connections. And then Rick Farabracci, who's been playing with my bands in Europe and stuff and doing some movie stuff with me. He's a great, great bass player. And you can't say enough about all the cats, So it's like a kind of a hodgepodge of connections with all these people. And half of the thing was for me to celebrate my relationship with musicians over time, and to also give them the opportunity. It's kind of a selfish thing for me to do, that I want to just play somebody else's music. So I said, man, just write something, and we'll put it together along with my stuff, and we'll put it together, and it'll make up this personality. So Jerry's got some things. Dean, everybody coming with stuff. And that's cool. Super, a lot of fun.
For you, for Billy Cobham to be able to just acknowledge and recognize that you've had such an impact on so many drummers and artists over the years, like Calvin West and many more that really appreciate the contribution that you made. Obviously you're a very humble guy, but it must mean something for you to have a connection with some of those that came a little after you that have a connection with your work.
Absolutely, but the thing that it seems to be quite evident in my mindset is that I don't sit on that and think about it. It's like people have asked. I've been in the presence of other musicians in like a kind of a group interview, and we're all asked just one question and asked to answer. And after everybody else answers, being the drummer, so they'll say to me, well, what do you think about this? People, how they are influenced by your stuff. And I say, well, in contrast to these other musicians, I'm quite honored that they would even take the time to listen to what I had to do, and even more so that they would absorb it and apply it to their presentation musically. That's a big thing for me, because generally speaking, we don't own anything. We keep feeding each other. There's no such thing as I did that first. All these things have happened over time, and they've morphed into what it is now. And anybody that's wasting their time thinking about the fact that somebody else stole this from them and that, and find it criminal, is really out of the way wrong. And so for me, all this is about being part of the musical community, contributing, seeing my contributions being used and acknowledged by the action, not by speaking about it, which is nice. But when you sit down and hear somebody play, you might hear something that you might have done. Even then you go, gosh, man, did I get that from him, or did he get it from me? And that's where it's at, for me.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's definitely cool. So we're going to get back to that waddling on stage in just a second, but for this event that's coming up, man, in Jim Thorpe, what will Billy Cobham say for folks that are coming out or thinking about coming out and hanging out for this reunion, this 40-year celebration, if you will, of this record?
I think that what you will hear on this night is how far we've come from where we were, and in this is the progress of the music that reflects the direction in which the social environment has taken us.